Yes, we do want to stream. Hello. Yay! I don't know if you heard me talking before then. It was just giving me that, would you like to start streaming? And I'm like, yes. And then it was, how are you? Hope you're all doing marvelously well. Who do we have today thus far? We have some great Academy members here. And loads of other people. Hello, She Studios, Elias, Shawnee, Gautier, sorry, Tom C, Fiddler, Sheila, hey Sheila, hey Fiddler Steve, Tom C, Chip Cunningham, Russ, Cohen, hello, Vanderberg, that's a great name, Cliff McDonald, Adam Fox, Brooklyn in the house, Tanner, Petter Mattsson, hi from Sweden, Mark, hey Mark, Elias again, Greg, Aaron, Mark, Chris Norris. How do you do? I am fantastic, Chris. How are you? We've got Phil McNally, Alexi, Jack, Alex, JP, Russ, Tom C, BG, Martin. Hello there in Guernsey. I was just I've been watching that Netflix show about Guernsey during the Second World War. It's really cool. Lemmica, you hope to be a member soon? I hope so too, Lemmica. Steve, Mark, Tessa. Hello, everybody. This is fantastic. What an amazing group of guys and girls. It's wonderful. And girls and guys. No particular order. Well, this is really fantastic. So we're going back to the same song we were working on Tuesday, which is really fantastic. So why don't we give it a listen? Let me go to the other screen. Click over here. I'm over here. I'm up here. Hello, Todd. How are you? Thomas. Hello, Rostan. So we'll listen to the song. This is where we left it off. Remember, we did a lot of work on the drums. So my guess is, I haven't listened to this since. That's the whole point. So my guess is it's going to sound very drum heavy. Would you spend me or lend me your SSL? Might be a bit of a big deal to lend that one. All right, here we go. If any of you at any time want to ask me a specific question that's outside of this, you can donate to us and buy us our lunch. There's a little, on the chat thing, there's a little $sign, I believe. Yes, hi, Ansi. Birthplace of Shakespeare and the Beatles. This is very good. Okay, let's have a listen.
Of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace. At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. So sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side, forever together, starting tonight. The world it will.
Okay, so what do you think? I wonder what your first impressions are. My first impressions are drums are really loud. Why are the drums loud? That's because that was the thing we mixed. And I'm actually happy with the drum bus. We didn't even do a parallel drum bus on this. If you listen to the drums here, let's go to here, so the second chorus. Wow, look at this. The Workday release bought us lunch. Woo! Yes, Roro's it is. Thank you, David. Wow, the artist bought us lunch. If you remember when we left off, we took our room here, if you listen to this, and we did use the Townsend here, but we found out that trashing it out just sort of didn't give us the energy that we wanted. It ended up sounding a little too... oh, there you go, Gertan. Yes, we do Skype lessons. I've done Skype lessons with Leeds University in England, which is an amazing one. I've done Skype ones with that. I've done them all over the world. I've done several in Holland. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the drums. However, just because I can, really quickly, I am going to do a parallel, just because I'm anticipating as I bring other things up that there's going to be a little bit of a fight with other instruments. So this is what we're going to do. All we're going to do is take our drum bus here and duplicate it. That's it. Just duplicate it. And I'm going to swap out, well, let's keep this EQ going here. Keep this. So what we've got here is we've got the Brainworks, which sounds fantastic. Let's just see if we can have some fun with the compressor. Let's go to possibly the loudest section. It's interesting. See, what it does is it brings out the snare and the kick just sound phenomenal doing that. So I'm going to quickly finish up the drums because I know what I want to do. What I want to do is go back to my basic drum sound here. This is my first drum bus. Okay, here it is. All I want to do is some subtle things. Number one, I want to apply a tiny amount of compression. So just a tiny amount. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to put a limiter across the top of it. I'm going to go for the L2. I'm not liking it so much. I'm listening still. Interesting. So I don't typically link the threshold, I just do it occasionally. If I'm trying to keep the same output level. So, I like it. What am I hearing? There's one thing. There's one thing that I'm hearing. It's definitely not that compressed because if you see, I've got less than 3 dB. It's barely hitting 3 dB. But I'm liking what's going on there. What are you hearing? I'll tell you what I'm hearing. The toms. Listen to the tom track. Here's the toms. So this is what I'm going to do. One of my tricks, and I learned this from Mark Ender, and I'm going to do it really quickly, in real time, is to literally like separate out the toms like this, you know, so we can just separate out the toms. So all I'm doing is just separating them out. Luckily there's not a huge amount, and there's a couple of different ways of doing this. I'm tabbing to the transient, and there's a lot of different tricks, so we'll try ton of different ones so you can hear it. That is the floor. I don't want to use a gate. I mean, I can use a gate, but I want to make sure, I want to know that it works. The problem with gates is, you know, unless the toms are exactly the same hit each time, they can change quite dramatically. So what I'm doing is I'm separating out the toms. There's numerous different ways of doing this, and what works on one song doesn't necessarily work on another. But what I'm going to do here is go through. Dum, 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 dum. I'm not going to use any samples. Just going to go in here. And there's lots of different tricks with like cymbal bleed and stuff you can do. But here, tabbing the transient, separating them out. This is not the only way to do this. This is a way to do this. I love doing this in real time. People say I'm fast at Pro Tools, but it's interesting because I'm actually not going particularly fast. I'm just doing this so we can explain it better. All right, so we separated them out. Now what can we do? We can do a number of different things. One trick is to do this. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to come down, we're going to come down like, I don't know, let's come down to like -17. And then, of course, what you can do is, well, first of all, let's get this done. So just come down like this. But obviously what's going to happen is there's going to be a sharp, if there's cymbal bleed, it's going to go shh, shh, shh. So, like I said, this is one of many ways to do this. Sometimes I'll gain it, clip gain it. Sometimes I'll do volume rides. It really depends on the track. I'm also trying to do this in a way that anybody could do. So you can please describe your method. I will tell you I've done every single version. Sometimes I do EQ on the tom track and remove cymbal bleed. But here you can see I'm very quickly doing this. And then let's go to the tom, the floor tom, sorry. Do the same thing. Because that was going on was just too much. It was far too much. The great thing we have to remember is I have accurately recorded in phase overheads. So they're providing some of the sound of the kit. And because they're in phase with it, they're also providing me with the good stereo image of my toms. You don't always have to do this. Sometimes on a super organic song, I would not do this at all. I would preserve it. This is a bit more poppy. It's not... Oh, I missed one. Dearie me. I'll come back in afterwards and get it. Somebody was pointing out this morning that I had said even teachers make mistakes. And yeah, I make tons of mistakes. All the time. Okay, so obviously this isn't going to make any sense because the toms are going to be boom, boom, boom. So, you know, if we go back into slip mode, and again, this isn't the only way to do this. This is just a way to do it. What I would do really quickly for our purposes is just do this. You know, just do this. And this is a way Mark showed me how he did it. And remember, he used to do these kind of things. People would do these on their SSLs with automation. Now, there are other ways to do this. And I'm not putting in a beautiful curve here. I'm doing these really quickly so you can illustrate. But the most important thing is you're not going to hear, oh, we're not taking out entirely. I do not like to remove it entirely, because if you remove it entirely, you're also removing some of the ambience that creates the sound of the drums. So why would I take it out entirely? That makes absolutely no sense. I want a little bit of this bleed from the toms anyway, but I don't want it so it's so much that we have that woo, woo, woo going the whole time. You know, and this is what is remarkable about this. For those of you like me that grew up with tape or grew up with consoles, is like, and didn't have DAWs when we first started. You remember how difficult this was with your drummers, and drummers were fantastic, but with your drummer gates, and you were sitting there trying to get the toms to not bleed. Here we go. Let's have a listen. Now, let's put that in the drum mix and have a listen. All right, so sounds great. Super dry. What do we want to do? Well, obviously the next thing for us to do is to give ourselves a little bit of verb. So I'm going to go, actually I'm going to take something that isn't being used, definitely. Oh, well, it says 7 and 8 isn't being used, so let's do a little bit of that. We'll pan it a little bit like this. We don't need the gate on here anymore. Don't need the gate on there. But immediately, let's go where there's no, let's listen to it here where there's no tom playing. Listen to how much tighter that kick is now. It doesn't have that It's beautiful. So that's what I was hearing. Yeah, definitely like some bleed, but we're trying to make it tasteful. Well, there's a thing about, you know, being in solo. It's like, what is it that's bothering me? Other stuff I can get through. Nothing will ever be perfect because we live in a world of like, we're so used to drum machines, you know. But now, if I go to my crush, so I sort of like that. But if I was to use that crush, it would be, you know, I don't need all those transients to be so exaggerated. Let's listen to the other mix. I'm pretty happy with that. That to me has got energy in the drum kit. I'm not sure about the parallel. If I was to do the parallel now, I would separate out the kick and the snare and just use those only, which we could do. We could do that quickly, just so we can illustrate. And we did this before on a previous mix. So what we can do is we can come in and we can take our kick sub and say make it 25-26. Okay, sorry. Kick sub 25-26 and 5 and 6. So now I'm bussing it both to 5 and 6 you see up here and 25-26. See there? So let's do that. So that's now our kick. And then let's take the snare bus. Let's take our snare bus here and make that also 25-26. Okay, then come down here to our second bus. And yes, you guessed it, make the input 25-26. So the snare bleed now is just what's coming through the snare. So I kind of like that. That's interesting. I just have to decide, do I want it in or not? I've taken out some low mids there. Do I want it in? Let's pull it out entirely and blend it back in, see what we think. Am I okay with that clipping on the SSL? Heck yeah, that's part of the sound. Don't use your eyes to listen with your ears, you know what I mean? And I mean that in a most loving way, like listening. Just because you see a red light, you have to listen, you know? I like what it's doing. So there, it's pretty minus. It's at minus 11.9. It's adding a lot of energy to the drums. We have to be careful because we want the song to be pop. So I don't want it to be too like, yeah, you know, rock. These multi-tracks are available everywhere. Matt should have posted a link underneath and also in the email. So check. Matt, can you make sure it's underneath? I like that. I like that. I'm going to move on. We have done a lot. Let's go to the bass. Okay. First of all, let's create a bass sub. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to 27. Oh, schnizzle. There you go. Let's go make that 5 and 6 again. Gee. This is what you get when you have tracks highlighted. Okay. So snare bus 21, 22. And also talking. So what I had done there is I had tracks highlighted, so when I changed to 27, I actually changed both of those. See? Okay. All right, back. Okay. All right. So let's go to the bass. Now, highlight just the tracks you're using. Then you can use the option like I did, shift option. All right. So let's create our own auxiliary here. So this is going to be our, yes, you guessed it, bass bus 27. So what have I done? So what we're going to do is just find a section. Here's the I've EQ'd about 240 there, taking it all out, so low pass. Using an R bass. So the DI is all of my low end. The amp is all my high end. What I'm doing here is I'm boosting some mid-range. Let's see what I had on my other bus. I'm high passing both mics blended together. It really depends, duper-roop. I mean, you can do 200. I've done it at 150. I'm trying to find an area where I'm more happy. I want this to be a bit more mid-rangey, low-middly, and a little less kind of like blah, blah, blah. It's not a rock thing. Oh, thank you, Sean. Yes, please share. Please share and all of that kind of good stuff. Now, an MV2. We had a buzz on the DI because and so we had actually the NS1 running. Oh, it's not running. I like that. So what have I done? What I did is I'm just high passing at about 50 gently just to control it. I'm doing a little boost. Now the reason why do I do that? I like to EQ into, like if I high pass into a boost, it's not going to be boosting a ton of schnizzle underneath. It's going to be nice and controlled. I mean, this is kind of a pop song, but it's also a little indie. You know what I mean? This is not like Britney Spears pop, or you know, something more current than that. It's see what I did? The hat's a little loud to me. Even now it feels too loud, so I'm bringing it down.
It took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side, forever together, starting tonight. The world, it will change, and so will we too, but the best will remain, and that's...
Yeah, Thomas, definitely. I would say a bit more mid-rangey. I want to hear that I'm playing this with a pick. I want this to keep the integrity of, like down, 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 down. To me, it's like that's part of my performance, you know? It's not a P bass, it's a jazz bass, but it has that feel. You'll notice I'm not doing any EQ on these guitars. This is recorded, the voicings. You know, there's no... I'm really in production-wise. We'll just sort of talk about this for a second. This is produced like a pro. I'm really into producing guitars to do this. To me, it's like when you're voicing guitars, playing everything like full and then trying to figure out how to EQ them afterwards is not going to work. So these parts were chosen specifically. So you see here, it's dum 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 against the bass. I'm very tempted to do something on this bass. So I'm actually going to duplicate the bass here. This is the kind of decisions I make. So I'm duplicating the bass amp. And I am just going to do this. I'm keeping everything the same, except I am going to go in here to harmonic and grab, yeah, you guessed it, a Sans amp. Just adding a little, you know, on its own, this is how loud it is. You notice I listen to it not in solo. Put the other elements in. See what that did? It just went. So you see what I did? That Sans amp, sorry, I wasn't in the right thing. So just a little bit. That buzz is a little unbearable in areas. I don't mind a little bit of rock and roll buzz. So what I'm going to do is like, just do this. Just get rid of it. Add a little fade in here and here. It's interesting. Do I want that? Dum dum dum. See, this is me when I'm mixing. I'm finding faults. See, there's bum bum. So let's just take that first beat here. And just about there. In fact, what I might do, just to be really pedantic, is actually swap them. Because this one's a clean hit, this beat here. If hopefully you guys are following, and girls are following what I'm doing here. But I'm going to swap this out, put this as the second beat, this one as the first beat, and get... There you go. So that was like a little performance hiccup. And I just corrected my performance hiccup. So here's a quick way to put some fades in, just using that just to put fades in. You can do batch fades. I like to use that. Anyway, so there you go. Corrected a mistake. Let's have a listen.
Starting tonight.
There's a good groove there, I like it, but the downbeat, now that I've exaggerated it, makes these first few beats on the guitar a little late. So I'm just gonna pull them forward slightly. This is what producers do, and just correct just that. So feel free when you're working on this song as well to correct anything you hear like that. Little things. I'm not going in note by note and making it perfect. It's still my performance. But my performance, just like, it's important for me that that downbeat hits coming out of the chorus.
Starting tonight. The world, it will change. And so
what am I doing now? taking this guitar I recorded, which is another voicing that works really well with these, turning it up slightly, but also panning the reverb away from it so there's some width. Bring the reverb down so it's not too swamped.
But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain, or sunshine.
Again, this quite often happens when you start for performance. You're a little behind, at least I am. So just that first couple of bars, I'm slightly behind, so I'm doing a quick correction. I would possibly replay this, but I'm showing you also how to edit. People ask me all the time, can you do editing? Show us on a live video. So here it is. Just editing really quickly there, just that front part of my performance.
It will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain.
I'm just using the Beat Detective for putting in fades quickly. So I just did that quick edit there. I highlighted the whole area and then I hit edit smoothing. I'm not using Beat Detective to edit, I'm using it to put in fades.
It will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever.
Lots of processing on tracks. Where? There's none on the guitars. Interesting. Yeah. Like there's whole drum mics here that don't have anything on them. So I'm not sure. I think compared with when I was mixing on SSLs and all of the kind of crazy stuff that we used to have to do, you know, definitely, you know. Here we go.
Starting tonight.
How did I make it go to the nearest bar? Okay, so what you do is you highlight the area like this. Like, let's just say I want to take this little piece here. I'm being anal here, just finding a problem that doesn't really exist. Sounds like half of the YouTube videos I watch. Problems that don't exist. Okay, and I'm separating it, and then I'm hitting Command 0. And that is snapping it to the nearest bar. Command 0. That's in... We say Apple for those of us that are old enough to remember when that was an Apple key. Okay, here we go.
The world, it will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you.
I'm going to leave. Warren Sokol's going to master this tomorrow, by the way, and we're actually going to put this into a course, Warren Sokol. And he's going to master it tomorrow, and I'm actually leaving. I'm leaving the extra low lows for him because I'm making this a little tighter than I would some of your mixes. For those of you that are Academy members, you'll notice I always add the DBX subharmonic synthesizer. And I thought about this, and I thought, well, there's a couple of things I could do. But what I want to do is keep this super tight and let him add a little bit more 40 to 60.
Night.
As long as you're high passing and you are got really, really tight low end, you know, if you got really super tight low end, the mastering engineer will be able to pull out some of that 40 and really give some weight to that kick drum. So I'm going to let him do what he wants to do, but we're deliberately keeping this like really, really pop. Okay.
To you, my one.
So I like these guitars. You see what I'm doing? I went for single notes. I didn't want to do chords. I didn't want to go because this isn't a metal track. So this is what I built. It's a harmonized chord. You hear a root, you hear a third. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a subgroup for this. So we'll go 31, 32. Now I'm going to create an auxiliary for that. I don't know if Matt's watching. Matt, did you put up the tracks for everybody so they can download them? Okay, so we're going to call this heavy. They're not really heavy, but it's our heavy. guitars chorus. This is a subgroup I'm creating, and I wish I could type properly, but I can't. We didn't teach me that at school. It's my fault. I probably could have taken the course, but I didn't. So it serves me right. Now I'm going to 3132, and I'm going to play. There's already reverb coming off the channels there, which was independently done. So we'll leave that for the time being. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a G. Here we go. I'm just compressing them. Okay, this might sound silly. I'm just compressing them because I like the sound of an SSL compressor. I'm not compressing them because they need much compressing. Does that make sense? Listen. It kind of goes, chip, chip, chip. It just makes it a little sweeter. It just makes it sound a little sweeter. We can high pass, there's no low end there, but we will. We'll go up to about 100. We'll go just above 100, just let the bass breathe in there. So let's listen to the bass with these guitars, obviously. Here it is. It is also a little bit louder because I tuned up here. But even if I turn that down just for you, the reason why I turned it up is I wanted to hit the compressor a little harder. But you can hear what it does. It goes squish, 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 squish. There's a little squishy thing that I like it does. That isn't the technical word. I'm sure I will be destroyed on forums for saying squish, 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 squish. But yeah, thanks, Anya. I love the third too. It took me this long. Good to see you, Joseph. It took me this long. And yes, we will do reviews for Academy members of these mixes. So if you mix them in the Academy, okay, we will review it. So sorry. It took me this long. Yeah, Kenneth, I don't compress heavy guitars on tracking because I don't really need to because of the amount of distortion. But you're right. During mixing, compression isn't always just about controlling dynamic range. It is also about adding sound. And as you noticed, that pick noise of me going chin 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 with the third over it. That pick noise was exaggerated by, it just kind of went squeech, squeech, squeech. That was a technical term, squeech, squeech, squeech. So it became more. Yeah, we have a Academy. And of course, Matt is going to post a link. He hasn't posted any links so far I've asked for, but Matt, are you there? Are you there, Matt? Can you post a link to the Academy? So I love this part. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create another stereo bus, 33, 34. You see, I like to do this. I like to bus not all the guitars together, but like select things and treat them slightly differently. So we'll just call this chorus guitar up for arpeggio. Let's open up the E. And have a listen. I increased the gain a little bit. I'm going to go in and have a listen on the high pass. So I went to about 170. I'm going to come down a little tiny bit. So I'm actually at 150 there, and you can hear that still kept that dong, 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 that low note. But it is interesting. It's the first note that's compressing. Go down here. Look at the compressor on the phrase. So let's pull out a tiny bit of 150. Just a little bit. Down here. See? Just a little bit of 150-ish. Little bit more control. Do you hear that? Here you go. There's the Academy of Matt. Thank you, Matt. So there wasn't quite as much compression going on. I'm going to pull down an extra little bit. Now we're 2 dB cut at 150. So why don't we go to like 7, 8? See how much more even it is now? So what I did is I boosted, you see here? I boosted about 800, which is that dong, 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 dong. That's about 800-ish. I boosted it only by, what, 2.3 dB, so not a crazy amount. But that boost exaggerated the first arpeggio and not so much of the second one. Now we got an even compression. Pretty close, meaning it's now pretty even, and I bet you in the track it's going to sound pretty darn good. Let's have a listen.
So sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side, forever together, starting tonight. The world, it will change, and so will we too, but the best will remain.
Yes, David, thank you. David is the artist, by the way, if everybody hasn't realized. The Workday release is this track. That is David. I want that to be... I wasn't going for the... That top end is actually being sorted out by these guitars.
Oh, so true love. Forever I'm yours.
It's really coming together. It's really coming together. It's really, really close now. Very, very close indeed. Now, there's a little guitar solo I want to check out. We need to talk about the vocal, because the vocal was something I prepared earlier. I did do this earlier because we started mixing it, and have a listen. Here's the vocal. I like the vocal sound. You can disagree, but I like it.
At the sight of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace.
So this is something I want to talk about. This is the new de-esser, and it's not that new, but it's newish. It is the new de-esser from Slate. It's really good. You see this one here?
At the sight of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace. At the sound of...
It's pretty tasty. I mean, it's got some really, really amazing features. You see what it's doing here? It's showing you where all of these frequencies... This is pretty darn good. And I didn't do too much. It just kind of figured a lot of stuff out for me. What I love about de-essers are, of course, you can control those excessive amounts of high end, and I use them all the time. The mic is a Lewitt LCT 240. No, 440. It was $299. So this de-esser is really good. Yeah, it is fancy for a de-esser, but it's really good. So hats off to Stephen. Really, really good.
At the sight of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace at the sound of your voice.
Yeah, the vocal, the mic was the, correct me if I'm wrong, David, it was the LCT 440. It was the $299 microphone.
At the side of your eyes, I'm feeling
Jason.
at the side of your eyes.
Yeah, it's totally. Look, I love the RDSer. I love everybody's DSers. DSers are our friends. Yes, David is getting married next Friday. We're going to his wedding.
At the side of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace.
So that's a huge part of the sound because it's evening out. Yes, it was the Lewitt LCT 440 Pure. You can watch the videos.
At the side of...
Yeah, ish is a technical term.
At the side of your eyes.
So this is one of the things that we loved about this mic is it had, the LCT 440 had a little bit of a bite. The 440 Pure. It had some air, which worked really nice for David. David has what I would call, and he's online, so I've got to be gentle. He has a very modern sounding voice. He sounds incredibly current, very young, and that's amazing. Very pop, indie, alternative voice. But we wanted a little bit more. So when we put the 440 up, we were like, and he was tired. I think you'll remember this well. You can watch the video. He was getting really tired, and we didn't want to sing anymore, which was understandable. It was probably like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I was like, hey, do you mind if I just throw up this mic because I want to try it out and I'd like to film somebody singing through it. So he's like, okay, he's a very easygoing guy. We throw it up like 9 o'clock at night and he starts singing and he's like, this is making me want to sing more. I was like, why? He goes, because it just sounds so good in my headphones. So we carried on cutting the album using this microphone. So all of the vocals on his albums were done with a $299, that's list priced microphone. And it beat out my U47. So my U47 has been sung on by name drop. Okay, you can fill in all the blanks. Every famous singer you can think of. So it doesn't matter. It's like, is the microphone perfect for the singer's voice? This is a $299 microphone. Now, it was a little brighter. So this, the Slate de-esser, is perfect for finding those areas and doing all of the work for me. It's not to say I didn't do more. Let's go to the VMR. Okay, so now here's the VMR. So what am I using? I'm using the virtual channel here. Hey, Stephen, if you're watching, hey.
At the side of your eyes.
I'm hitting it pretty hard. I like this VCC channel. You can hear it's set flat, but it's got a Brit 4KE, so it's got an SSL sound, and I'm driving it a little bit. As you can see, it's hitting it hard.
At the side of your eye.
And you hear that side of. You can hear that little SSL being hit too hard sound.
At the side of your eyes.
Not doing much EQ here. This is the SSL style called the Brit 4K EQ. I am pulling out a little bit at about 350 here. It's probably more like, it's just a little bit here. It's a little higher, sorry. It's about 500-ish, 5 to 6, pulling out some of that a little bit. You see a tiny cut. Tiny cut here. You see it? So tiny cut, like a dB and a half, at about 500-600. Just a little bit of that. And then going to their Neve style EQ, not a huge amount. Not a huge amount.
At the side of your eye.
But the FG Stress, which we love.
At the side of your eye.
2 to 3 dB. If you can see it here.
At the side of your eyes.
Just about 2 to 3 dB. Then the Revival, I'm actually not using to do anything extra.
At the side of your eye.
Just hitting it a little hard. So, tiny amount of compression, 2 to 1, little bit of low mid cut. Most of the sound is actually coming from the de-esser control in the high end and then the drive being set here at 6, so hitting it. Okay, so that's what we did on that. However, I bussed it to another VMR. Bust.
at the side of your eyes.
Because I wanted to try out some other stuff. So look, 10K, again, the drive set to 6, the output and the input. Input's down, so I cleaned it up a little bit, cranked the output.
At the side of your eyes.
Some 10K and some 7K. See here? I mirrored what I would normally do on an SSL. So I got some 7K lift, some 10K. But because that de-esser at the beginning was really, really good, I can now boost the high end without it going. Okay, everything else, just a little tiny bit of 200 for some body in his vocals. See here? Little 200, just for some body.
At the side of your eyes.
But this I like, their 1176.
At the side of your eyes.
Quite aggressive. Look at the amount of compression I'm doing.
At the side of your eyes.
It's only on 4:1, but it's quite aggressive.
At the side of your eyes. I'm feeling at peace.
And then a little tiny more high end here with the revival and the shimmer. See? So what am I doing? I'm doing lots of small amounts of stuff. Like here again is a little bit more boost at 10K, a little bit more air, tiny bit, maybe a dB, a little, and that's it. That is it. So little increments of small amounts of different flavors ending high end to open it up. But I've got to say, a big deal was that first de-esser. And then at the end, you guessed it.
At the side of your eye.
Not as dark brown, it doesn't have as many issues, but it's still there. So that is a beautiful part of de-essing, boosting high end, de-essing, boosting high end. I haven't done 10 dB of anything, I've done like 1 or 2 dBs. But what I'm doing is I'm opening it up and then I'm controlling it so it gives this great air on his vocal.
At the side of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace. At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever.
You're hearing 2K excessively on the guitars. Not hearing that, sorry. Not sure where you're hearing excessive 2K pain.
I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now.
So here's the question. I like where this is sitting. Now it's going to be a little bit about, some little bit of like bits and pieces, like some little detailed things. I don't know if Slate's all subscription only. You'll have to ask him. I'm not sure. He's really responsive. Go to his page. We try to be as well. What I admire about Stephen, as you can tell, today I featured some Wave plugins. I featured Plugin Boutique, not Plugin Boutique, Plugin Alliance. Not Plugin Boutique, definitely. Plugin Alliance, Alliance. And of course, Brainworks, the Dirk's company. I just like plugins. I like mixing. I like stuff. A lot of the things we use are stock. This is totally mixed in the box. I haven't done anything on the master bus. Anything. The master bus is completely open.
Oh, sorry.
None of it's top-down thing. We've just been listening to things and doing stuff really subtly.
Oh, sorry. It took me this long to come.
So I like where it's at. I am, however, hearing a little bit of excessive clickiness on the kick. And I know when we were doing this the other day, I added some of that. So I'm going to come down.
Oh, sorry it took me this long.
So I'm actually going to start by just taming my transient designer slightly. So let's take this transient designer we used last time and bring it down a little bit.
Oh, sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love.
So I think with that in mind, so I've just tamed it ever so slightly. Now it's much, much better for me. There's no additional EQ except just on this one here, which I didn't, as you can see, do too much. But let's just bring that down slightly.
Oh, sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love.
Really, we're in a really good place now. All I really want to do now is do a little bit of panning on some of these guitars, and I want to do a little bit of effects stuff on the vocals. Get the effects going a little bit on the vocals in the choruses, you know, just so it opens up a little bit. Okay, the silence noise is asking. Let's bring us over here. What would you say is the best balance learning new skills versus writing new songs? Hoping to become a member soon, so there's so much to learn. Great question. Honestly, if I was a songwriter, I'd be writing songs first, and then my production skills. The thing about being a songwriter now is as you're writing, songwriters are basically producers now. And that's just going to cause a lot of consternation for everybody as a producer that doesn't write. And I'm sorry if that's going to upset people, but it's the truth. So many producers are songwriters. I was listening to an album the other day and I was like, who produced this? And I didn't recognize the name. So I went to AllMusic and I typed their name in, and they had 1 credit as a producer and 500 credits for composing songs. Now, let me tell you how that works. What happens is people do demos these days which sound amazing. Songwriters demo stuff that sounds incredible. And then what happens is the label used to hire a big famous producer who would ask for the files. Had it happened to me 100 times. He'd take your files and then he would take your files and then he would just like copy them, change a couple of things and get paid a fortune. And that happened and still happens to a certain extent all the time. But labels got wise to it because they started going, well, wait there. I had this guy write a song and he produced it so it sounded great. And then this other guy wants like 60 grand to do it. Why don't I just pay the songwriter a few $1,000s and own that master? And then if it does need a new guitar track, I'll just pay him to do the new guitar track. And so that's why you don't see quite so many generic things happening anymore. It used to be just like 10 songs produced by one guy, sounded totally generic, blah, 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 blah. We're getting a lot more fragmented, but I think ultimately more interesting production as a result. Because when pop artists are going around, love it or hate it, going around with working different songwriter producers, they are getting different things. So, you know, that's really, really important. I think that it's great. It's really, really good. What's BS, Lem? Lemica, I'd like to know what you think is BS. But I'm only telling you this from a perspective of being in the industry and knowing what happens. You know, I think what we're having now is songwriters are increasingly becoming producers. So I would highly recommend that if you're going to do it, keep your songwriting up, and as you're writing songs, produce your tracks. Produce your tracks as a songwriter. Okay.
I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine.
So this is my only thing that's bothering me. Is like, what do I want to do with my relationship between my acoustic guitar and my electric? I have the electric over here, which I'm going to narrow slightly. My acoustics pan the same side. Idiotic, Warren. So let's put the acoustic and put it on the other side. Over here. It's a little tame. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to open up and grab one of those 4000 that we love with the electric still playing. Because I want this relationship between the two. What did I do? Do you see what I did there? I added a little bit of mids. So I got a grung, 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 which matches my other one.
At the side of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace.
Oh, and by the way, that's the Lewitt.
At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep.
We'll do a giveaway in a minute. What course are we giving away, Matt?
At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep.
So this is what do we want to do with this? So I really wanted to reinforce, this was a... So that's an LL16 Yamaha and a classical guitar. Here's the classical. So they're supposed to reinforce, and they do effectively reinforce that other guitar part in the chorus. But let's create another bass. As far as giveaways, we're going to do one in a minute, Alexei. I just wanted to finish this mix up in real time in front of everybody. We did the drums. I wanted to, you know, I like being able to just like in real time mix this song. People ask about this all the time. So this is what we're doing. So they're going to call this ACC, acoustic arp. So this is the acoustic arpeggio. And I'm combining the, well, first of all, let's just do a little bit of cleanup here. So we don't need all of that schnizzle at the front. So get rid of that. A little bit of a mess. Okay. So it sounds good. Let's just go in and grab our all-in-one again. Here. There's no lack of mid-range in this. If anything, I want a little bit of definition. So I might go in and go up to like, let's go up. Let's go here on the high end. It's too hollow. See, when I do that, boost the high end, you'll hear, did you hear what's going on? It's kind of nice, sort of, but what's happening is all of the, you know, all of the low end is just kind of bleh. The mid-range disappears. So I'm going to do a little gentle like 7 or 8K. I'm going to high pass just because I don't need any low stuff down below like 120. All right, so it came to life here when I took this like 4.5K and just boosted it.
You, my one true love, forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine.
So the question is like, first of all, 39 and 40. The question is, what do I want to do as far as verbs and stuff is concerned? I've got a reverb set up here on 39 and 40. which I'm digging on the acoustic here. I could make it, it's pretty short. Let's make it shorter. Oh yeah, please like and share. Thanks everybody. I haven't even looked online to see who's watching or anything exciting like that. I've been so busy doing this. And thanks everybody that's watching and helping out and coming up with great ideas here. 321 people watching. That's marvelous. Please like and share. That would be absolutely amazing. I'd really appreciate it if you liked and shared. You rock. All right, let's do a giveaway. And we're not giving away my Brian Ray guitar, but we are going to get Andrew here. Andrew, because I have to use the bathroom. This is what happens when you spend ages doing this. So this is going to be the giveaway. Okay, who here is a songwriter? Who is a songwriter? If you're not a songwriter, you can answer, I'm not a songwriter. Yeah, no, I've got 4 dislikes from the high passing crowd, people that don't high pass. Anyways, it's okay. So who here is a songwriter? All you have to do is tell us whether you're a songwriter, producer or not. If you're a songwriter, producer, say, yes, I am. I write songs and produce. If you're just a producer, that's fine. Just let us know. And Andrew's going to come in and talk to you. Hey, Andrew. Thrown under the bus. And please like and subscribe.
How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. All right, let's look at these questions. Any questions about working with Warren? Possibly interning with Warren? There we go. And I did curl my mustache today, as opposed to last time. So, who is a songwriter? Songwriter and producer, no lyrics, instrumental. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I write songs and produce. I dabbled in songwriting some years ago. These comments are going way too fast. Do covers. Yes, I am. Both. Hello, hello. Songwriter and a producer. German songs. Nice. I write songs, produce, although produce not that well. It's all about trying and you know, eventually getting to a point that you feel comfortable at. Don't mess with the mix. Too late. Just kidding. Instrumental. Do you mix? I am still trying, you know, learning from Warren. I am not Warren's main guy. That's Eric. So he does a lot of the mixing, and I just kind of shadow him. Songwriter, mixer, producer. I just produce. I'm just a listener. Instrumentals, melody making. I have 2 notebooks full of songs, starting on my second one now. Songwriter, don't know, maybe some soundtracks for video. Nice. I do lots of covers, too, since I'm trying to learn to engineer. Producing and writing as I go. What is it like working with Warren off camera? He's a great guy. He you know, he really wants you to learn when you're working here. And last week I was head engineering for the first time because Eric was on vacation, and you know, he could tell that there are some things I was hesitant on, and he was, you know, very welcoming and supportive. So we have a winner, Brian McLaughlin. His comment was producer, writer. Congrats, man. Film scoring. How did I meet Warren? I met Warren through Eric. Me and Eric went to the same school, same recording program. I'm recording engineer and mix engineer. Session guitarist, songwriter, and studio engineer. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I'm not a songwriter, but a producer. What's up with the hipster stash? I just wanted to do it, so I did it. Am I a songwriter, producer? I do write songs. here and there, I record my friends and I kind of produce. That's one of the things with engineering nowadays, is you're kind of producing and kind of helping, giving ideas to the artist. Yeah. All right, guys. Was school worth it? I think so. It's honestly, it's where you meet a lot of people in this industry, is mainly networking.
Hello! I'm big, I'm bad, and I'm back. Well, I'm not really that big. I mean, I'm tall-ish, just over 6 foot. Does that make me tall these days? I think everybody I meet's over 6 foot. Okay, who won, Matt? Or did we pick a winner? The winner was Brian McLaughlin. He's a producer-songwriter. Yay! Yes. Okay, so where were we at? Well, I was just adjusting.
To come home to you.
I think what I was deciding to do was I was actually turning off. I'm going to turn off that. I'm going to create a send from the arpeggio guitar bus itself, 4748. Crank that schnizzle. I was actually going to have some fun with these acoustics. So let's make that obviously input 4748. So we'll rename this up FX. I'm going to have some fun with this. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to compress the signal. So let's just go and get an old favorite. Let's get an R comp. So just leave that in, just leave that ready to go. We can hit this little red button here. And then I'm going to go and get a delay. And we'll go for the EC300, which is going to take a second to load. Bum dum 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 dum. There it is. Why do we like this? Because it's freaking awesome. So it's set to classic tape at the moment. Classic tape down here. See that? Classic tape. Oh, I like the width. This crank. Saturating it. Making sure that the mix is on 100%. So I'm compressing going in there. Okay, so that's pretty heavy-handed, isn't it? Well, that's because now I'm just going to pick a reverb. Let's go for something free, comes with Pro Tools. I'm going to go to pre-fade, and I'm going to mute this so we can listen to it on its own. So now we're listening to just the effects. So it's all distorted and disgusting. Love it. I'm going to high pass it a little bit, low pass it, put them all together, and this is what we got.
to come home to you, my one true love.
Lots of subtlety to really make this beautiful. I'm going to go back in and clean up here. This shouldn't be in here, so I'm just going to clean up this front part here. Feedback's up pretty high. Let's bring that down a bit. There we go.
So sorry.
So what did that do? What that did is give me a little bit of glue, to be honest. I don't want everything to be like bling, bling, bling. I'm not trying to make a mix where everything's like popping in and out. This is not one of those songs. It's supposed to be a beautiful song that is written by David, who's been online here. David, who is getting married next Friday. So in just over a week, this is for his fiancée, his soon-to-be wife. This is a song about that. And so I'm looking for beauty. I'm looking for things. I want it to be simple, glued together, even though there's a few guitar parts here. Somebody asked me yesterday online, on Instagram, I did one of those Ask Me Anything questions. And by the way, if you're not following us on Instagram, it's just Warren Huart, WarrenHuart. And as ever, please subscribe. If you're not subscribing, we do 2 of these a week. Live mixing, where you can see all the different tricks, 2 of these a week. And of course, we have an academy. So please subscribe. And if you sign up to the email list, you're going to get a notification when we do these. And please like and share. Blah, 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 blah. Mr. What are we up to? I'm opening up my YouTube here. We have 300 plus people watching. We have 194 likes. Can we get that up to 300 likes? Since there's 300 people watching. Please like and share. Okay, moving on.
I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now.
So here's it, simple things. Let's do a volume ride in the choruses. So I'm now bringing up the vocal about a dB. Okay.
I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love.
It's a very vocal-centric song. I want this vocal to be heard loud and proud. I mean, this is a song to David's fiancée, his soon-to-be wife. That's what this is. All right, we have a couple more things to do. So let's go in here. I've got all these things ready to go that I am not using. Not using at all. But I am going to use some of these effects. So let's pull this up under here and see if it creates some sense. So I have a reverb here, vocal plate, which has got low and high pass filters set. See that? Low and high pass filter. So I'm going to introduce this. Let's create that. Let's take a different bus because I think that's being used by something else. Let's go to 4950. Let's go and take 4950 here. Send to it. So here's the chorus.
It took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now. Forever yours.
So what did I do? I just turned it down in the verse, going to the chorus. Have a listen.
There's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry.
Okay, there's a compressor on this. There's no key input, but there will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bus that isn't being used. Let's go to 99. Okay. So now it's here. Now I'm going to go to 99 on our vocal sub here. So dum 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 all the way down here. I'm going to send to it.
The world, it will change, and so will we too.
What's it doing? Listen. So I'm side chaining it. So every single time he finishes singing, the reverb comes up.
I am so sorry it took me this long.
See what's happening? So I'm gonna like relax it a little bit.
I am so sorry it took me this long.
I like that excessive compression on the vocal because to me, it's giving it, I am so sorry. It's giving me so much passion in the vocal. That's what I want to hear. It's really, really good. It's a great vocal performance.
I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love.
Now, I always have a tiled reverb set up here, tiled reverb. Now, what that is a very short reverb, no low end, and I use that essentially for my verses. So I'm just going to go in there and send, let's go 101, 102. Let's create one. Let's go to 101, 102 here. Some separate, create this on a separate bus. Okie dokie. So here's my tiled room. I'm going to bring it down dramatically.
I am so
Here it is.
tired of your eyes. I'm feeling at peace at the sound of your voice.
I think that's two.
I'm falling in deep at the sound of your voice. I'm falling in deep when you tell me you love me. There's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one.
See, I like the breaths in this. A couple of conversations about the breaths. I like it because it adds to a bit of an urgency. It's a very, very vocal-centric song. Thank you, Tom. It's a very, very vocal-centric song. This song is a man singing to his wife-to-be. I can't think of anything more vocal-centric than that. Yeah, so now what I want to do is just add a little bit of delays. Now, we had Echo Boy, but I don't have it in Pro Tools 12. We have to... We did talk about this, Eric. We did talk about it, but he obviously hasn't done it yet. So we're going to go to our friend H Delay. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to bring it in on the same input. I do not need to create another send. I'm just going to, so here we go. And I've got an R compressor already going with the sidechain. Let's make sure it's set to the right bus. We use 99. What do we use here? We use 99. Okay, so you know what? I'm just going to cheat and pull this down. So I'm copying one plugin across.
At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long.
So dotted 16th note.
At the sound of your voice,
I like it. I like what it's doing. Just going to keep it. Bring this H delay down here and open it up. Bring the R comp down here as well. Now I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go to a quarter note. And I am going to give that the same input.
at the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter.
Don't really like it, need it, or want it in the verses. But maybe, just maybe, it will work sweetly in the choruses. So I'm going to bring it down dramatically in those verses. like quite dramatically, and just tee it up for the choruses. Now, overall, it's probably just going to come down, but.
At the sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love.
I like it. I really like it. It's very, very simple. Okay, please, if you haven't, there's 300 watching, please like and share. Let's do another giveaway. Okay, so, we got 2 more giveaways to do. Wow. Dum, 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 dum. So the question is, what do you play? If you're a producer engineer, what do you write on? And if you don't play an instrument, you can say, I don't play an instrument. What do you write on? What is your instrument? What do you play? I'm doing a little cleanup here of some of the tracks, just getting rid of the noise before I come in. Just cleaning it up just a little bit. What do you play? What is your instrument? If you're and if you don't play an instrument, you can say, I don't play an instrument. Why am I talking about this? Because I want, and this is to win another 3-year membership to the Academy. Why am I asking you this? I'm asking this because I believe in collaboration. One of the great things about what we do here is we are all about community. And so for me, the community is musicians, artists, producers, all working with each other. So as I'm waffling on here, you can see I'm cleaning up tracks, like little things that I don't want to hear. I'm getting rid of them. And I know that they aren't workable. So it's not like a huge deal for me. So what do you play? Trumpet. Wow. So this is really interesting to know this stuff.
Forever together, starting tonight.
All right, there's some noise on guitars there. Let's get rid of them. Where am I hearing that? Let's get rid of that. Don't need it. It's just because it's a little distracting. And I don't need my mastering engineer to do that for me. I can do it. I love how smooth the fades are now in Pro Tools 12. All right, let's listen down from the top. So congratulations to Autumn, almost Autumn. Congratulations. Autumn said a guitar, they were a guitarist. Great. When do I delete it? When do I mute it? That's a good question. I don't really have a preference. I tend to mute little tiny pieces or delete them. I always find that I want to make sure I can go back. So let's listen down from the top. Oh, one more thing we didn't do. And if you haven't already, please like and share. There are 308 people watching. And we have 234 likes. Can we get that up to 308 likes? That would be amazing. Thank you. All right, so one thing we didn't do, or I didn't do, is I neglected to work on the guitar solo.
Starting tonight. When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and
So two things, getting really, really super close. So let's just make something special out of this guitar. So there's already reverb going on it. That's nice. That's okay. But I'm going to go and make another stereo effects. You're missing the cowbell. Okay. So let's do a couple. You know what? I don't want to bus it. There's no need to bus it, but I'm going to create another stereo effects input. So we'll call this solo guitar. It's panned at the moment. I think it should be more like a 50% panning. And then let's over here grab. Let's grab a little bit of compression first of all. I'm just going to go for something, an old favorite, which is an R comp. And then after the R comp, I am going to go and let's do the repeater. I haven't used this in a while, so look at that. Look at that. So please like and share. That would be absolutely amazing. So we're going to send 8182. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. Here it is. Just, if we click on with the option, just goes to 0. So let's take this and pan one way, because this is where it comes in, and one the other way. So what I'm going to do is I've got this over here. I'm going to bring this down dramatically. Cool. They're fighting for the same space. They're totally fighting for the same space. This din din zin 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 is not pleasing for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a generic de-esser. Here we go. And just run a little bit over the top of that high. I like them both using the same delay. I know that sounds strange, but I do. But what I want to do is give this more specialness. So on the actual guitar itself, I'm going to go to a delay on the solo guitar and grab, let's go grab, let's try this out. A tape echo. I love this, just having some fun. This is already helping me. Loving it. Loving that. So that little delay there did some really, really cool stuff. It really, really did. So I want a little bit of art. It doesn't always have to be absolutely perfect and all this kind of stuff. A little art is great. You know, just great. So, you know, little artsy fartsy kind of guitar there.
Starting tonight. Starting tonight. When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to.
So I like what's going on there. So I'm just going to turn it up where it's more featured. So here's our volume. Now, you can see there the vocal comes in. So let's just duck it there. Quick bit of volume automation, make sure that's enough. So now we've got some competing schnizzle going on. I'm going to like crank a bit of the effects up a little bit. So the guitar is playing out through the end. The vocal, yeah, I'm just going to go crazy. Just going to go crazy. Put a couple of dB on all the effects and give it a listen.
When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile, and you'll know when I do.
Okay, so what's happening? It's getting a little bit of a fight between the lead vocal and the electric guitar. So what do? Well, first of all, I think we can pan it a little bit away. That new electric's come in, and that's come in over on the left-hand side. So let's just take the pan and just pan it over here. That's the first thing to do. Have a listen.
I will look to you and smile, and you'll know when I do. All that I need is you here.
Cool. It's getting better. I think it could come down in volume just a little bit more there, so we can go into the end, bring it down.
I will look to you and smile, and you'll know when I do. All that I need.
Yeah, Victor, I was thinking about sidechaining it, but I don't know if I need to yet.
I will look to you and smile, and you'll know when I do. All that I need is you.
Cool. I'm really digging it. Love where we're going. Okay, what else do I want to do? Really digging it. Okay, so the toms are coming in. We've done that effect. We haven't done anything specifically to the toms. I think the toms need their own group. Let's have a listen. The only problem with those toms is they sound like cardboard boxes. You hear that? I said they sound like cardboard boxes. And it wasn't the way that they were played. It's the fact that they probably needed some additional tuning. Schnizzle happens. So we could do a couple of things. I think what I'm going to do is I'm generically going to add some EQ. So like on this rack, it's going to go in there. I'm going to go to about 350 and pull it out. Already better. Let's go to the floor. Again, similar. Getting better. All right, so we pulled out some low mids. Now let's take those two and create their own bus for the time being. We'll go to 1340, which is not being used. Let's go and create a stereo auxiliary. That stereo auxiliary is going to be, again, 1314. Obviously going to 5 and 6, our main drum bus. And we'll call this Tom Sub. Okay, and let us put some EQ on that only. Now, what I'd like to do is do two things. I'll show you a couple of tricks I do. So first of all, I'm going to just get an EQ. Let's go and grab an REQ4 just in case we need to do a bit more. Firstly, let's just get rid of this high pass here at about 60 out of the way of the kick. Let's maybe do, you know what, before we do anything else, we can obviously pull out a little bit more 350 of joint link. Already sounding better, but still not quite there. So let's go in and grab our R bass. Now, the thing I love about the R bass is if you're shaping into it, it's pretty remarkable. So let's go to waves, get to it quicker this way. There's the R bass. Already significantly better. Really, really like it. So let's just put that in the track.
Starting tonight. Starting tonight. Starting tonight.
All right, let's move on. We haven't done anything on the master bus yet. Yeah, you've all been noticing that. We have done nothing on the master bus. Zilch, nada, nicked, nothing. So let's have some fun. Let's do, I'm actually going to go, and I'm going to grab the Oxford limiter. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum-dum. We don't have the licenses for it. God bless it. Okie dokie. So much for that. Bye-bye, Oxford. Okay, so... So, just letting you know, we don't use Oxford. All right, so let's get the L2. Let's go for our compression. You know what? Let's put the Lursen on. Let's put the Lursen on. I've got the L2 ready there, but let's put the Lursen on and just see where it defaults to.
Starting tonight.
It's really hitting it super, super hard on the, we can pull that down.
Starting tonight.
Okay, so I really like the LMC. It's doing far too much. It's doing too much. We don't need that much done. We don't. I mean, guys and girls can probably tell. It's fantastic. It's a really, really good tool for when you are doing very digital sounding stuff and you're trying to get that graph, that girth. I think that we need some like light compression. Blum, 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 blum. Okie dokie. See, I'm tempted. See, I don't want to go crazy. This is where I am not into the big tools that do tons and tons of schnizzle. You know what I mean? I like to do small amounts. So like I might just put an R comp on there really lightly. I'm a little weird about going crazy on my master bus, you know? So what I would probably do, you like that? Probably do, is probably get something really, really light. Because this is where I want mastering engineers to do their work. You know what I mean? So let's just see what an E sounds like.
Starting tonight. When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land.
Not digging it. I am really, really superstitious about what I put on my master bus. I'm so spoiled with Pultex, with Tegeler Cream, with SSL bus compressors that I find that a lot of my choice on here doesn't really work for me. So what I'm probably going to do is find some very, very light compression. And I need something that can handle really, really dense information. So to be honest, I'm just going to try an R comp and see what happens.
Starting tonight. When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile. And you'll know when I do, all that I need is you here next to me. It's why.
So kind of a less is more. A less is more. I do think the kick drum needs to come down. It's too dominant in the mix. That's kind of an overview thing. Yeah, I had thought about the Fairchild. But look, immediately, you see what's happening. We get painted into corners and we think that, you know, we need to do like all these crazy, crazy things. But the reality is like, there's a couple of things. I feel like that drum bus that I have in the second one here is great, but is adding too much pack, slap on it. So that's coming down now.
When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile.
Yeah, like Gautier's saying that. A little less is more. I think there's tweaks that need to be done still. But in a good way, I'm going to take a 5-minute break from this. We're going to print it. But in the meantime, we're going to do our last competition. The Klanghelm is great. I'm really superstitious about taking individual plugins and sticking them across my master bus. I have to be really gentle.
When the worst is at hand,
And as God is saying, if nothing's improving the sound on the master, why put anything there?
when the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile. And you'll know when I do, all that I need is you here next to me. It's why I'm so sorry to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side, forever together, starting tonight.
So what did I do? I brought down the vocal effects there because the drums come down.
Me, it's why I'm so sorry it took me this long.
I'm going to bring up the vocal and the bridge in general. It just was getting buried.
When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you.
I'm also going to go back and pan that last riff that's under the vocal. I'm going to pan it, start to pan it over so it feels like it's gradually going over. See what I mean? So it's coming out of the bridge. So it's going da 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 da, and it's just panning over. Just subtle things like that.
When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile.
I really do love some amazingly good, like here David's saying checking out a song, so check out Marianne on Copycat Killers by Cobra Verde. I love this stuff. This is what I love, when you guys are being so positive and helping each other out and like giving suggestions of things to listen to, different ideas. It's all very well for like the occasional guy, that sucks, your snare drum sucks, you know, the occasional guy that does that, or girl. Not trying to pick on any one person, but I love it when you get in there and help each other. It's really freaking awesome. That's what makes this community so amazing.
When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look.
I did pan the toms. I actually had to pan the toms afterwards because when I changed the output, it went back to 0. Oh, dear.
Starts to land, I will look to you and
wow, the 2 hour mark. Woo! We've been doing this for 2 hours. All right. I think it's time for the last giveaway. And the last giveaway would be, I'm going to bounce this. I'm going to bounce this and see where we're at. And I'm going to do like one more tweak before tomorrow morning when Warren Sokol is going to master it. Yep. He's going to master it tomorrow. I'll do one more tweak and we'll take it from there. Okay, so what do I need to know? Remember, I'm mixing entirely on headphones, by the way. This is all done on these blue headphones. So there's been a lot of talk about you mixing on headphones or not. I'm mixing quite low. So these are not cranked. And I'm mixing entirely on headphones. There is no speakers going on here. I'm facing the screen. I'm talking to you, mixing entirely on a pair of blue headphones. So I know there's been a lot of schnizzle and discussion about mixing on headphones. I will check it. Thank you. Yes, please like and share. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. So I do mix on headphones. When people ask me, I know I'm crazy mixed on headphones. Okay. That's our question. Do you mix on headphones? There's a question for the last chance to win a membership to the Academy. Do you mix on headphones? Do you mix on headphones? That would be really, really cool to know. You mix on Sony 5706s, sorry, 7506s. And if you don't mix on headphones, you mix on monitors. What monitors do you use? Nah, I'm not selling my monitors yet, Anne. But when I'm mixing in the box and doing live stuff like this, I mix on headphones. Like and share. Yeah, exactly. Share. Anybody remember Max Headroom? Anybody from the UK remember Max Headroom? Don't have speakers yet, so yes, yes, yes. Always. Nope. Yes. I have the Gen X as well, obviously. Like the blues, just track, mix on headphones and Sonar Works reference. We are going to do something with Sonar when we can get it going. And if you haven't already, please like and share. There's nearly 300 people watching, and we have 245 likes. Can we get that up to 300 likes with 300 people? I see we have 269. This is to win a year's membership to the Academy. You get and there's about 30 plus multi-tracks, so please hit that like button. You have a chance to win. There's 308 people watching. We have 271 likes and counting. Let's get it up to over 300. You all rock. Okay. MDR 7506s, yes. Audio Technicas. Schnizzle mixing. Mix on HS5s. Dum 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 dum, de dum 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 dum. DT 1990 Pros, monitors Alesis, AKG 240, headphones, Biodynamics DT 770s. We use the 1990s as well. They're really, really good. We did do a review of the blue headphones, and we did a giveaway, so hopefully you can check out that video. Max Headroom and Car Parks. This is for our last giveaway. Matt, let's choose our last person for our last giveaway. Who's gonna win a year's membership to the Academy? It was Rich Masterson. Love my ISK headphones. I don't know ISK. Tell us about your ISKs. All right. Oh, use the direct sound stream isolation. Wonderful. Who dislikes this? Oh, people that don't like free information and free mix along. So thank you ever so much for everybody who's liked. We've got 284. Please, let's see if we can get this up to 300. 300 likes. If you haven't already, sign up for the email list. It's producelikeapro.com. Hit that subscribe button. You all absolutely rock. We're going to master this tomorrow, and it's part of a mastering course that's coming out soon, so check that out. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful having you all here. God said he uses biodynamics. Let's have a quick listen where we are. Not going to stream the mastering session, but it is going to be filmed.
Starting tonight. When the worst is at hand, when good luck starts to land, I will look to you and smile, and you'll know when I do all that I need is you here next to me. It's why I'm so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side.
Matt, can you put up the multi-tracks, please? Link to the multi-tracks, thank you.
Starting tonight.
I think we're listening to two different songs, Tom.
I'm so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever side by side, forever together.
Thanks, Tom C.
I'm so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours.
One thing I'm going to do on this hi-hat, because it's a little brittle, is actually distort it. I'm actually going to distort it. I'm going to take the lo-fi here and use a little bit. You turn up this saturation a little bit. So it's just hugging in that horrible high end.
And so will we do, but the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain or sunshine, we'll face it together for the rest of our lives. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, again, darling, and I'll sing along. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true. Starting tonight. The world, it will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain or sunshine, we'll face it together for the rest of our lives. At the sight of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace. Sound of your voice, I'm falling in deep. When you tell me you love me, there's no sweeter song. Say it again, darling, and world, it will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain, or sunshine, we'll face it together for the rest of our lives. I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine.
That guitar that you're saying slightly out of tune has a chorus on it. You know.
The world, it will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain, or sunshine, the world, it will change, and so will we too. But the best will remain, and that's me next to you. So whatever the weather, wind, rain, or I am so sorry it took me this long to come home to you, my one true love. Forever I'm yours now, forever you're mine. Let's spend forever.
No, you're right, Mika. It is slightly out of tune because it's what I've got is a really, really slow yum, yum, yum. It's a really slow chorus, so it is actually knocking it in and out of tune. So you're right. Don't worry. I was just telling you what was causing it.
I am so sorry it took me this long. At the sight of your eyes,
I'm spending a little extra time on detail volume automation stuff because this is being mastered tomorrow.
at the sight of your eyes, I'm feeling at peace. At the sound of your voice, I'm
Cool. So I'm pretty happy. We're going to print this. We're going to check it out. We're going to listen to it. Thank you ever so much. What do we end up with our likes and shares and all that kind of good stuff? We ended up with 293 likes. Could we take it to 300? Is there anybody left here that didn't like of the 200 plus people watching? Can you please like? It would be absolutely amazing. Let's get it over 300. Thank you ever so much. You all rock. I've got to film the rest of my Feedback Friday. It's all about the Academy. Thank you ever so much for watching. You've all been absolutely marvelous. I've been Warren. You've been the community that is incredible, and I am excited to do more of these. I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you very much, Martin. I really appreciate it. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing. Please like, please share, please tell your friends, and please tune in again soon. Thank you. Have a marvelous